everybody, welcome back. So today we are doing a full face of Physicians Formula. I also want to say a very special thank you to each and every one of you that left a comment. I asked a question and you guys delivered, and oh my goodness, I was just blown away by the response. So my last video I asked from my viewers of where are you in relation to, do you like drugstore, do you like high-end, do you like both? And oh my goodness, I couldn't believe how many of you guys responded. So I'm blown away. I have like the best viewers. So from gathering, you know, I kind of went through, and the consensus is I have the majority, I think, of drugstore viewers. There's some of you that mentioned that you actually like both. I only have like a few people that actually specifically said high end. So you know, it's kind of, I've kind of thought that's kind of where my audience was, but I just wanted to make sure. So thank you so much for voting for that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So when I went back to look to see how long it's been since I did a Physicians Formula one brand video, it was actually almost a year ago, and I was shocked because I thought it was like sooner than that. So I thought, how perfect, because they have come out with so many new products lately that I'm super excited to try out. One of them you've already seen on my channel. Well, actually a couple of you already seen on my channel recently, but they have become a favorite of mine. So we're just going to quickly jump into it. I already have prepped my skin with my moisturizer, sun care products on it, and I did prep my eyelid already with the Milani. I went in with the Milani eyeshadow primer. That's one of my favorite eyeshadow primers, very affordable from the drugstore. So to prep the skin before I put the foundation on, we're going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Their Putty Primer. Now this product is, I'm going to say, very similar to the e.l.f. Putty Primer. It is quite creamy, and you don't need a lot of this. Like, it's a very pliable formula. So I just take a very tiny little bit, and I'm going to apply it right in the areas where I have the biggest pores, which is usually just in this area here, down on my chin and up on my forehead. I have those forehead wrinkles, so I do like to kind of fill those in a little bit. This one does have a scent to it. Like a lot of the Physicians Formula products, they have that vacation kind of smell, you know, like you're sitting on like a beach. I don't mind it. This one does a great job of kind of blurring those pores in this area and sinks into the skin quite nicely. Oh, and I also did my eyebrows. I did those off camera as well, because I don't have eyebrow pencil from Physicians Formula, but I have pretty much everything else to make a full face. I always give it like 2 to 3 minutes for that primer to start working. Next, we're going to go in with foundation. So we're going to be using the Butter Believe It. This is foundation and concealer. Now, I personally don't use it as a concealer. If you don't have a lot of darkness under your eyes, you probably could just take it right up into the, like right under your lower lash line. But I prefer to use a separate concealer just because I have that darkness under my eye. This way you can use on all skin types. I always make sure to give it a really good shake. It has a little bit of a tendency to settle, and it's a very like a thick formula, and I find I don't need a lot of this one. That is probably all I will need to do my whole entire face. For this foundation, I tend to use a sponge with it just because I want it to be a little bit more of a sheer coverage. It's more of like a medium to fuller coverage, so I like mine to be a little bit lighter than that. I'm going to start off with that much and work from the center of my face. This one blends in really well. I find it gives me like a radiant appearance after I apply it, and gives me a little bit of glowiness, but it's not like a totally glowy one. I find it almost like melts into the skin. The only negative I'm going to say about this one is it doesn't have like a huge shade range. This one I have this was in light, and which is a pretty decent shade match for me. And I always make sure to take it down my neck, make sure everything, you know, blends. I find this one is pretty, as I'm talking with my throat here, It's a really like a long wearing foundation. It does a pretty decent job of lasting throughout the day. Surprisingly, for as creamy as it is, it does feel pretty lightweight. Like right now, I don't feel like I have anything on my face. I don't feel like I have like a really heavy foundation on. So I like those foundations that kind of make it, give you the coverage, but don't feel like you're, you know, saturated in makeup. And if you are someone that likes more of a fuller coverage, it is nice that it's buildable. So you can build it up to that more fuller coverage if that is your jam. And surprisingly, with like my face, I feel is pretty much done now, and I still have that little bit on my hand. Like I still haven't used all of it, and that was just one pump. So it's great that way for the texture and how little you have to use to get like a full face of foundation. So I'm just gonna take the little bit that's left, pick it up on my sponge, and just kind of cover up these little areas here on my cheeks where I have that hyperpigmentation, kind of around my nose area. I find by the end of the night, this one does a little bit of settling in my creases. That's why I put a little bit of extra primer kind of in those smile lines. But for the most part, I mean, it's pretty decent that way. It's not like overly bad. Okay, so the foundation is all on. I think it looks really nice. So next we're going to go in with the concealer. Now, what I like about this concealer is it's very unique, and it has two ends to it, which I like about for the one from Physicians Formula. So one end is a yellow concealer. So what that's going to do is just going to help neutralize that dark pigmentation that I have going on under my eyes here. I just stick it in the area where I am darkest, which is kind of right by my tear duct area. And then the other end is the actual concealer shade. So we're first going to go in with that one. I'm going to use my pinky finger and blend the yellow in. And you don't need a lot of it. At least on my skin, I find it does a really nice job of neutralizing that darkness I have going on. So you can see that darkness is gone. Does a great job. Next, we're going to go in then with the other end. And I just have this, I believe it's the shade Light. And I'm going to put the concealer right on top of the color corrector, and then I'm also going to just put it on the end there. I've been doing that a lot lately. It's almost like giving a lifting effect. Believe me, we want everything to be lifting, don't we? And with this one, I'm going to use the end of my sponge, dab this in. I don't want to use a brush because that's going to disturb that color corrector I just put underneath. So I prefer to use a sponge, or you could just use your finger again. So you can see it looks nice and covered up, those dark pigmentation under my eyes. So this product I am really curious to try out because I've heard really good things about it, but you know, I always like to make up my own mind about stuff. It's the Butter Believe It, the pressed powder. And from what I've heard and what I've seen other people say, that it is just supposed to be fantastic. So that really intrigued me. I am not one to usually gravitate to pressed powders. I have a couple of pressed powders that I use, but I usually use like more of like loose setting powders. So this again has one of those little notches on the bottom here that opens up your powder. And it has like a mirror and a little brush there. But I'm going to go in with my own brush. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 108 brush. This is just like more of a precision type of face powder brush. It is really beautiful. Like that's a really, really pretty powder. I like how it just kind of has those wave looks to it. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I don't know how much to use. I don't usually use a lot of powder on my face anyhow, but because I've heard really good things about this, I wanted to try it, and I always make sure to tap off my brush, and I'm gonna very lightly put it under my eyes, set that concealer. Oh, that looks really nice. I have this, I think it's only one shade. So this is Creamy Natural. That's the only one that I saw. I don't think it comes with like other shades. But I guess you could use like the how it's wavy. You could probably use like the different colors. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of touching up on my face. This one I'm gonna say doesn't really have like that real like strong scent that they, you know, like some of the products do. But this one, it's nice. It smells very nice. It's supposed to leave your skin like really silky soft. As I'm putting this on, one thing that I am noticing is it is giving me that blurring effect just in here. It's kind of hiding those pores. So that's pretty cool. And even my under eyes look pretty pretty good under there. I'd say that they're definitely hiding those like lines and fine lines and wrinkles. Wow, that's a really nice powder. Interesting. Must be like the butter formula. Like with that's one thing I like about all the Physicians Formula products is they have that butter formula to them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so that's a hit. You know, it just dawned on me as I was finishing applying it on my face. There was a Milani, I believe it was Prep Set and Glow powder, and that one was discontinued as far as I know. I think that one was discontinued. This would be a great substitute. I think this one is actually better than that because I can see like it's giving me a really nice like a radiance and a bit of a glow, and that's from a translucent powder. So that I'm super impressed with this. This is good. Next, we're going to go in with the eyes, and we're going to go in with the Matte Mono Butter eyeshadow palette. So there was two versions of this one. I preferred this one because it's strictly mattes, whereas the other one, I'll put a picture of it, it had like a lot of shimmers to it, which, I mean, I like shimmers, don't get me wrong, I like shimmers, but if I'm gonna buy a palette, I like it to have more mattes than it does shimmers. Oh, that's a cute little palette. Look at how tiny that is. That is really cute. This would be perfect for travel as I'm looking at it. That is really super cute. Now some of these dark shades, oh, that's gorgeous. So the two end dark shades are like this one's almost like a olive green kind of, and this one's like a smoky gray. That's super intriguing, and they're very buttery. Like, oh my goodness, they are very buttery. So I think what we'll first start off with, and I'm just going to use my BK Beauty. This is a 201 brush. And I think I'm going to go into, there's this shade right there. And it's like a beige shade. So I'm going to use that as my transition shade. I like this little palette. When I saw it in the store, it is kind of right up my alley. It's the, you know, those really soft, warm, neutral colors. I have quite a few Physicians Formula palettes. There's one, it's called Rose All Play. I have had that in like a million of my videos. It is one of my favorites. If you like rosy kind of colors, that is the perfect palette. And then I have an older version. I'll put the two up on the screen here. Those are fantastic. I like how they are like a butter formula. They blend in really easily, but you get really good color payoff. Like they're really pigmented. For a transition shade, it's pretty good. I always make sure to tap everything off. I'm not getting like really any fallout that I can see on my face. If you hear snoring, I'm the only one here right now. So my little dog, she comes and she has to always be with somebody. So right now she's sleeping beside me here and she's snoring. So it's pretty cute. She's a little Shih Tzu. I like how this is just a nice soft color. I think this would be nice for like a summer day. I'll take that olivey shade that I like. It really is like a olive green, I guess. And I'm going to use the Angie Hot and Flashy, the 504 brush. It's kind of like a detailed kind of brush, but I think that does a nice job on my inner corner, or sorry, on my outer corners. And I take I just dab it in there, and I'm just going to put it right on the outer part and blend it into the crease area. It's pretty precise, and that's why I like it, especially when I want like a darker shade, just kind of right on the outer V part. So I want to darken up that area just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with that gray shade right there. I'm going to still use that same brush, and I'm just using a tiny bit because, like, seriously, these are really, really pigmented shadows. And I'm putting it like right on the very end here. And with that primer, it's like just grasping the eyeshadows. But these are so buttery. And this wasn't a bad price. Like it's a pretty decent price. But it does say, now I'm not sure, I was going to say it's limited edition, but it doesn't actually say that on there, that it's limited edition. So hopefully it's one of those ones that they do carry, like continue to carry, because it is like a great shade range. And then I'm just going to take that fluffy brush and just make sure everything is blended together. Okay, so we're going to go in now. I'm going to test out this really, like, it's a champagne color right there. So I'm just going to use my finger. Oh, these are so buttery. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are just awesome. Actually, I'm wondering if that might be too white because it's quite white. So maybe instead of that, I think I'm going to go in instead. Let's try out this peach shade. Maybe we'll put that in the inner part. Okay, so that's a little bit better. That one has a little bit more of like a beige tone to it. So I'm going to use that right on the inner part. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow, that is great color payoff. Oh, they're so soft and buttery going on my lid. Oh my goodness. Now I think with this palette, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's some of the other Physicians Formula palettes as well. You can wear them like wet or dry if you wanted to give yourself like it's a real color payoff. Oh, that is just fantastic. Oh, I love that. These are so good. And what I like about the buttery texture is they're not like other powder eyeshadows, especially drugstore. You can really get some powdery, chalky ones. At least on my eyes, it just accentuates all that crepiness on my eyes. These are not doing it at all, like not at all. So then I'm going to take again that brush again and just kind of clean this up a bit so it's not so stark looking where you can see it, you know, stops and starts. Just blending the two together. Oh, I am so impressed with this little palette. That is awesome. I'm just blown away. I really, really like this. And you know, it's very, I mean, some people will say, you know, they think that it's probably really boring, and it's, you know, when you're a neutral person like myself, I think this is such a cute little palette. So I'm going to take now, because I want to try and use that champagne color. So we're going to take the 505 Angie Hot and Flashy, and I want to put a little bit on my inner corner just to kind of brighten it up a bit. Oh yeah, okay, so that's super creamy. Okay, so just quickly off camera, I don't have an eyeliner from Physicians Formula. They do have some, but I just have never gotten around to using them. So I went in with my L'Oreal liner. This one is in brown denim, I believe, and I just tight lined, and then I just did a little bit on my upper lashes. I also went in with my Rimmel waterline pencil. This is my favorite one in the shade Nude. So fantastic, fantastic pencil. We're going to go in, and I wanted to do just a little bit of, you know how I always put eyeshadow underneath my eye. So we're just going to take the BK Beauty 204 brush. This is just a beautiful brush if you want to do like that really nice smudging kind of under your eye. So I'm going to take the shades that kind of that olive shade and mix it in with some of the creamier shades, like the lighter shade, because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm just going to run that under my lower lash line, just so that there's a little bit of something there. That's a little bit better. And what I'm also going to do is take this little detailer. So this is a BK Beauty 20. Oh, I don't have my glasses. I am just getting so bad now without having my reading glasses. This is the 208 brush. And what I love about this one, it's perfect if you want to do sort of any little detailing, like making like little wings, or like even kind of using this as like eyeliner. So what I do is I try and soften up the line that I've put on my upper lashes, just to kind of diffuse the color a bit. I combine the two. So I've taken this little bit of the dark gray, and I'm just going to take make like a little tiny wing. Using like a dark eyeshadow to do wings is like one of those steps that if you make a mistake, it's so easy to fix, rather than one of the things that I don't like about like liquid eyeliners is they're very unforgiving. So when you do them, and if you make a mistake, oh, they're so hard to get off. So I personally like to use either like a gel pencil or eyeshadow. And I like it because you can really soften the look up if you want, or make it bold. And the L'Oreal pencil is great because it gives you time to work with it. Like I applied that and then it's still letting me like work with it and smoke it out a little bit. I am going to, I'm going to show you a new mascara that I have from Physicians Formula, but I am going to be applying lashes today because I'm going out and doing some stuff later on and I wanted to have lashes on today. You know I love my lashes, so I'm going to show you first what the mascara looks like. This is a brand new mascara. I haven't tried it yet. So this is called the Butter Blowout Mascara. So it says full blown volume and length, and it's from that whole Butter collection that they have. This is in the shade Black. It says it's keratin infused blend. Get it out of there. I swear they make packaging sometimes so hard to get into. Oh my goodness. So the packaging is so super cute. I really, really like how they detail all this little packaging. It looks like you're on a vacation. Little palm trees and stuff. And then the wand is just like a standard mascara wand. So I'm not going to curl my lashes at all. I usually, when I first use a mascara, I want to see how the mascara is going to work without me curling my lashes. So we're going to give this a try first. I usually start kind of at the root of my lashes and wiggle the wand back and forth. Just going to put a bit more on here because it's like a new mascara. So sometimes you need a little bit more on the wand. Okay, so it's getting all these like little lashes that I have going on in the corners. That's good. I like it when I can get all of those little ones. And this is giving me like some lengthening, some volumizing. It's not clumping, which is one of my favorite things is when a mascara doesn't clump. So that's pretty good. That's just one coat. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, so let's see what it does here. Let's build it up to 2 coats. And sometimes if I want to give it a little bit more volume, I take the wand and I almost push it to the center, push my lashes to the center, and then fan them back out. Yeah, this is nice. This is one of the better mascaras that I've tried from Physicians Formula. Like, look at that, you guys. That's 2 coats. I am impressed. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly do the other side and I'll come back. Okay, so I just want to quickly pop on, show you what it looks like now. Both eyes done. That's 2 coats each, and I also did the bottom lash line. So I think that does a nice job. That's a nice mascara. The wand is like a pretty soft wand. Sometimes they can be a little bit hard, but this one was actually quite soft, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So I'm just going to quickly pop lashes on, and I will be back in a jiffy. Okay, lashes are on. I do have a video. I've had a few people reach out and ask if I could show applying the lashes and everything. I do have a whole like eyelash tutorial. I'll put that down in the description box if you guys wanted to check it out, if you're just wanted to see how I apply my lashes. It just takes sometimes too long on camera to do it, so that's why I kind of always go off on camera. I want to do a little bit of contouring today. I usually just throw on my bronzer, but I want to try something different, and this is the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Sculpting Bronzer. I have this in the shade Toffee. So I do like to take a nice creamy stick, and I'll usually throw it around the perimeter of my face and just down on this area here to just kind of sculpt out those. So once I get it all kind of defined where I want it to go, I personally go in with like a stippling kind of brush. So this is just the BK Beauty 106 brush. This is their other foundation brush. Now they have 2 versions of a foundation brush. My absolute favorite is the 101, which has a bit of a like a slant to it. That's my favorite. But this is the other foundation brush they have. And what it is you can, I use this for stippling, like so when I put cream products on. So we'll start here. Oh yeah, that blends in really nice. And I am going to go in with just like a regular bronzer as well, but I wanted to do a little bit of contouring. Blends in like really nicely. I'm not going to do anything here because I want my bronzer to, my favorite bronzer. I don't want anything else on my cheek except this bronzer, and I'll show you why in a second here. You can see how it's just contoured my forehead and then down on my jowls over here, and it kind of gives the illusion that they're more defined. Trust me, they're not. So let's go in now with the bronzer. So you guys have seen this on my channel a few times now. I love it so much. It's the bread and butter one that today I was out getting groceries this morning and I went and picked up another one because it is a limited edition. So I don't want it going away. So I want a backup. So I'm hoping this will get me through. I really hope, this is my hope. I hope that they make this like an actual bronzer that they're going to carry. I mean, I don't know if they will, but that's how much I love it. And I don't usually go out and buy just a replacement like that unless I really, really love it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this one here. It's the Bread and Butter bronzer. There's two different shades. So this is in the shade Toasty, and then there was another shade, and basically, well, it's easier to see it because now I've used this one. It's easier to see it on the one I haven't used. There's actually two shades in here. So the ones that are raised are lighter, and then the ridges are darker. The other one, which is is a darker one, the ridges are darker, and then the in between and everything, those are lighter. So if you want a darker bronzer, you get that one. If you like lighter ones, get this one. This, there's something about it. It's just such a great bronzer. I love how there isn't a lot of like shimmer in it. It's like almost like a flat bronzer, like a matte. And I just love how it doesn't give me all of those sparkles all over my face. And I just swirl it around. It doesn't have like that traditional coconut smell that they usually like their bronzers do. I really do like their traditional Mirror Butter bronzer. I think that's such a fantastic bronzer. So if you have the opportunity, I would say try and get it before it's gone. I don't know, you can't, it's almost like I can't put too much of this bronzer on. Like I've tried to really build it up and it just looks so beautiful. It doesn't matter how much I put on, it just looks gorgeous. And I always take it down my neck. But like, seriously guys, like it is the perfect bronzer. So please, Physicians Formula, please have this as like a regular bronzer. Now I have 3 different blush. I actually have more, but these are like 3 new ones. So I have from this whole, like that Bread and Butter collection, there's a whole bunch of things. Like there's a lip gloss, which I'll show you. There's this bronzer, and there's like a highlighter. So in that collection, there is one called Strawberry Jam Blush. And oh my goodness, it's just the cutest. It has little strawberries. And the strawberry scent is so fantastic that you can smell it through the packaging. So, but I'm like, oh, from what I've seen from it, as soon as you like use the blush, the strawberries come off. It's just like an overlay. So I don't want to wreck it yet. So the other one, which I actually have shown you guys, which is the Matte Mono Butter. This is Mauvy Mattes. So I've shown that on my channel before. And this is the one that has all of those beautiful little like leaves, flowers and stuff on the embossed on it. So that one, I'm really enjoying that one. But the one I haven't tried yet, which we're going to use today, is it's just the Butter Believe It. This is called Pink Shades. So it's almost like the powder where it has like waves. So let's go in with that. And just so you guys know, like this is, I've bought all this. This isn't as much as I would love Physicians Formula to send me PR. Believe me, I would love it. But no, I went and I purchased all of this myself because I just love the brand. I think they're one of the best brands from the drugstore. That wavy kind of, oh, she's really snoring right now. So what I'm going to do is take the 107 BK Beauty brush and I'm just going to swirl it all around in here. This one has more of a sweeter scent. It's not like the like strong coconut scent. And I'm just going to stipple this on. So this one has, I'm going to say, okay, yeah, I can see it. It's not like one of those blushes that's like this one here. This one gives a lot of color payoff because it has kind of those darker ones up in the top here. But this one it's more of a subtle blush. So I think this would be good for somebody like I think I'm like more on the like the fair light kind of skin tone. But if you have like a darker skin tone, you probably would want to go with the other one, or even the strawberry jam one. I'll use that in another video. I will. I just don't want to. I just don't want to wreck it. I just bought it, so I don't want to wreck it yet. There, that's very pretty. Okay, so that is, it's more of a subtle blush, but it's still there. You guys can kind of see that. You know what? Like, I'm just looking at my skin. Oh my goodness, like that powder that I showed you earlier, it's almost making my skin look airbrushed. So I keep looking in the viewfinder, but because I don't have my other stuff set up right now. I was telling you guys I had some camera issues. So we did some troubleshooting, and I can't use my one monitor now. So I'm if you see me looking in the monitor or the viewfinder a lot, that's why. My skin looks airbrushed, you guys. Oh my goodness. And it's almost like it's getting better as it's wearing in here. Oh, wow. But see, it's all of like the buttery, like everything I'm using right now is all of that buttery stuff, right? That they're so famous for. Okay, so that's pretty. My nose looks like I've abandoned it. It needs a little bit of color. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you guys, because I have a few of them. So if you want more of like say a collection of highlighters and bronzers and blush, I have these ones here. So I have like 3 of them. Now the one I've shown a lot on my channel is this one here. It's the All Star, but it has some gorgeous, gorgeous shades in there. And what I find about the collections is they don't always repeat. There is different shades in here. But like this one here is like the matte bronzer, which is kind of a new one that they've had out. But it has, you know, you've got your bronzers, you've got different types of highlighters, you've got a face powder, and then a blush. So that's this one here. And I actually have this, I think it was like one of my favorites, like for year end, but I have had it in my videos a lot. And then this one I actually haven't used yet. This is a butter collection by Weylie Hoang. I'm not sure, but that's her there. And she's created this collection here. So again, some highlighters, some bronzers, and some blush. But I like this one would be great for the fall because I can see that there's some like the blushes are a little bit darker. So this would be really, really pretty for the fall. And then this is the newest one that I picked up. It's the Butter Dream Teen. The matte bronzer in there as well, but then it has a nice collection of some face powders and some highlighters and a different shade of blush. So these are perfect if you like do some traveling. I like it says vacay mode. Like if you're somebody that does some traveling. Now she's snarfing. She's awake now. You can hear her snarfing. Yeah, that's right. she's a noisy little dog. What I was going to say is these palettes are great if you do some traveling because everything's included, right? You can have a face powder, you have a highlighter, a bronzer, a blush. You can just basically throw this in your bag and you'd be set. So I highly recommend these ones if you can find the collections. They're awesome. Now this other product I've been waiting to use, and this is the Let's Toast highlighter. Again, part of that whole special collection that they got going. Such adorable packaging. That's 2 little glasses like clinking together. Oh, I can't wait to use this. I've been super excited to give it a try. Highlighters are one of my favorite things to use. Other than mascara, highlighters are kind of like my thing to do. So exquisite packaging. So on here, this is almost like marbled. It's like a marble design on there. And then the little clasp, love it. And then, oh, that's so cute, you guys. Look at that. Okay, so let's get, oh, this one's really sweet smelling. Like candy floss or something like. So we're gonna go in with my Sigma. This is just a highlighter brush. So what I wanna do, I don't wanna wreck the middle. So I'm gonna take the brush and kind of run it around it so I don't wreck the little glasses. And I think this might be like more of a goldy shade, so we'll see here. Oh, you guys. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's so gorgeous. It is more of like it's not like an icy shade. It is kind of more gravitating to more like a goldy kind of champagne. And what I like about all of their butter products is that they don't sink into all of my fine lines down my nose. Oh, that is, oh my gosh. That is like, this is a highlighter. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think I went a little bit heavy-handed in the highlighter. We'll just kind of, if you ever make a mistake like that, just take your sponge and tap it down, and that'll take away some of the, I've got, ooh, yeah, we've got some highlighter going on. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, look at that, you guys. That's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is, oh, if I find another one, I'm going to have to go to get another one because, like I said, these are all of those special edition ones. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I don't have like any lip liner products from Physicians Formula. So all I did was I went in with this Everlast lip liner in the shade Sweet Pea and just lined up my lips. It's a very, very pretty pink shade. And then we're going to go in with, I picked up this, this is the only thing, I don't have a lot of lip products from Physicians Formula, but this is one of that whole collection that they have going on right now. So it's called Watermelon Sugar Lip Gloss. Very cute packaging. So we're going to go in with this. There was, I think, 3 different shades. Oh, interesting. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. So it is like a brush tip instead of, you know, like the wand that you usually get with a lip gloss, but this is like a brush. I guess it's going to be like I'm painting a lip gloss on. Can you ever smell the watermelon? Oh my goodness, that's really cool. That really smells like watermelon. Oh wow. Like that is a really great gloss. You would not need lipstick with this. Like this is very, very pigmented. This, oh my goodness. I like that. Oh, I hope they make this something as a regular. Oh, very hydrating. Look at how nice and glossy that is, and it looks so hydrating. And it's not like it's not sticky, like other lip glosses can be. Now, the other thing that I did pick up, and this I'm gonna say this was like right after Christmas. They were clearing this stuff out. So it was a 3-pack of. It's called the Diamond Plumper. Now, they don't have the set anymore, but these lip glosses here are really good. If you like plumping products, these ones are really nice. They don't have that sensation of like the burning sensation sometimes that plumping products can have. These ones are actually quite nice. But yeah, these are something that they sell all the time, are the plumping ones. So I just wanted to show you guys that too, that they have those products. Super impressed right now with the face powder. I think you could even use it as like two different skin tones. So right here you could use it if you have a lighter skin tone, and these ones are darker up here if you have a darker skin tone. What I mentioned earlier, like this literally looks like my skin is airbrushed, especially in this area here and this area here. And then my eyes, I'm gonna say, well, I think part of it's the concealer. I look a little bit dry under my eye right here. And the thing, like, why I'm so impressed is because I know what this foundation looks like normally. And it's just, I mean, it's just foundation, and I have it on, you know, and I don't really think much of it. But this has really taken it to that next level where, like, my pores, like right here, they look gone. They look like they're not there anymore. That's amazing. Wow. Like it just, they're blurred. You guys, like seriously, like they're blurred. Okay, so that's an impressive one. The little eyeshadow palette, I think this is such a cute little palette. It did a nice job. I love how, you know, it has an accentuated, seeped into all of my crepiness. It looks very buttery on the eyes. These 2 products here, I don't need to go on any more about the bronzer. I know I've talked to death about that. But this little highlighter is just adorable. Oh my goodness. Super, super cute highlighter. Loving that. And then so far, this lip gloss, that is super pigmented. That is super pigmented. So really impressed with that. If you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That also helps my channel out a lot. Everything, as always, is always linked and listed down below. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!